because muscular tension, most of the time, takes a conscious effort. If I have to consciously cycle through my entire body of making sure I hold everything tight, that's a conscious effort, right? Which also means I have to be conscious and intentional about what I'm tensing in what direction, right? So this muscular tension is really big for not just the health, like isometric exercise, but for the proprioception that's involved with being very specific about all of these principle-based motions. That helps us become basically more coordinated, because that's really important for all of the other techniques that we're ever going to learn, right? We also want, because it's a fundamental kata, we want it to be good for our health. We want to make exercise out of it. In which case, we're also going to incorporate some breathing. I don't know if you guys know this deep breathing exercise is essentially a respiratory therapy exercise. So we're going to make breathing a habit. Not just that we're going to do an exercise with it, but we're going to do this kata in a way that helps us not just stay mindful of our breath when we're purposely doing it as an exercise, but helps us build a habit of breathing in general. People get tense and they try really hard since they walk by. Breathe. Okay. Sanchin says, breathe. So as you're doing everything, and ideally you want to make sure that that's in conjunction with your motions, right? Not independent of. But there's a lot to be said about the relationship between Sanchin and and the Qigong exercises from China. So as you do Sanchin, as we've been doing all day, we have all these principles. It's a fundamental kata. And this is the first thing, originally, the first thing that you're going to learn that puts you in the mindset how to look at your other kata. If you build a habit of looking at Sanchin as a principle-based kata, how are you going to look at your other kata? If I teach you a kata and I say, this is a kata, it's the first kata you learn, and I say, kata teaches you principles. If I then teach you another kata, what will you then assume about that kata? It also teaches principles. Most people would probably not assume, oh, this is for something totally different. And so your other kata are expressions of these principles. Sanchin is the fundamental. Your other kata are expressions of different parts of that, like we talked about earlier with the stances. This is your happy medium, has the principles of both sides, right? Mobility and stability. Your other kata will express those principles in different directions. Ideally, you want to be able to, and you should be able to specify how Sanchin as a fundamental kata drives the rest of your practice.